Today I'm on a journey to buy out a sports card collection worth over $100,000. This is supposed to be the biggest deal I've ever made and definitely the biggest risk I've ever taken. Flying from San Francisco to Seattle to meet a stranger and check out a card collection I don't know much about.
You wouldn't double bubble your money.
Take off the mic. There's definitely some bumps along the way here, so strap in, let's get into it.
Troy, where are you going right now?
We are in Seattle, near Bainbridge Island, if anyone knows that. We are about 15 minutes out from checking out this 300K collection. That's what I've been told, at least. I don't know what to expect. Me and the guy kind of talked about it. We're both going into this a little blind. The amount of money is crazy. I don't really know what's in there. I mean, he showed me enough. There's LeBron James 101s, CJ Stroud rookie 101s, Ohtani rookie auto PSA 10s. There is crazy stuff in there. I mean, I want to say I saw 75K just in a few pictures. So I'm a little nervous right now. As I said to him on the phone, we're both going into a little blind. I'm just going to look at the cards, give it a shot. Out of every deal or every collection I've ever looked at, this is the most upside, 100%. So let's go check it out and I don't know, hope it goes well.
Okay. Tons in breaks I've hit. A lot of cases that have been bought in boxes. You're gonna run into a patch of 50 cards or so or whatever, and then all of a sudden, bam, you're gonna see
super.
You're gonna see a $600 card or a Prism Michael Penix, Jaden Daniels, rookie. Don't let all these fool you. You're gonna find just
all mixed. It's all mixed.
But you're also gonna run into, I know there's Black Shimmer 101. You're probably going to run into 1,000 autos.
I was going to say they're just random Bowman Chrome autos.
Yeah.
So there's heavy hitters in here, but there's also scattered about.
There's also some stuff in here that aren't exactly heavy hitters. It
Yeah.
might be a couple $100 card or $400, but then you'll see an $8,000 true gold Prism deck of Luca out of there. You know what I mean? That's true. This box here is all refractors. I think there's a section of this much that isn't refractors.
Okay.
But they're all refractors, so I kind of kept those together.
Well, I have to show the craziest was we just pulled up and you're like, oh, look what came in the mail. Here's oh yeah, it just showed up in the mail. Stroud 101, kaboom. So if that tells me anything, this just on the day I just happened to be here, that this is what shows up, that there's good stuff in here. That's different. That's different for sure. It was a little bit of a delay, but I mean, there's nothing else to do, I guess, than I'll just go through this, and then might take me, you know what, we're gonna make it work, but we'll go through. I appreciate you. With this, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't even know where to start. I mean, just off the bat, Wyatt Langford, auto, rookie, that's crazy. My initial plan is what I'm thinking, at least I know there's a couple huge cards in here. Okay, something like this, L.A. De La Cruz, Bowman Chrome, auto, PSA 10. You gotta go through and comp it out and do all that properly. Tonight, that's probably going to be the main plan, is get the super high value stuff. And then once we get an idea of that kind of price, then we can kind of move on to some of the cheaper stuff. Oh, the LeBron jumbo patch. Look, that's actually filthy. Brady, Bowman. This one was in the pictures. Bowman Chrome, Tom Brady auto. Oh, this one's sick. I was excited about this. Ohtani, refractor auto, PSA 10. It's just great stuff. So we'll get into it. Maybe we'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Stop. Big stop. I mean, the raw to grade there's a lot of good gradable stuff in here, which is exciting for me. But yeah, I can price. I think it's gonna be, I'm gonna have to ask him what a general price on this would be. I think that would be a good start. So then, because like I said, I can't comp all this out, but I'm I think I can, if I see what the number is, then I can see, okay, how can I justify it, type of thing. I think that'll be the big thing to ask. I guess I'll just ask my question, and if it's a stupid question, that's okay.
No, it's okay.
If just these boxes, if I was just hypothetically to take these boxes, would you have any idea what number you would need just on the boxes? Just so I have an idea, off the top of your head. If you say a number, I'm not gonna be all right, boom, you got it. You know what I mean?
Waste zero time?
Yeah.
I know my bottom number, yes. I know that in this specific box, there are a lot of cards that would be just dollar cards, whatever.
Yeah.
And no matter what box there is here, you're gonna find cards that
for sure.
It's not sellable,
Yeah.
There's just so much in there that are selling still today for a few bucks,
Yeah.
multiple bucks and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I put that out here.
Yeah, and I definitely have use for that stuff, for
yeah.
sure.
My number for literally all this stuff right here, which there's superfractors,
Yeah.
there's Caglione, or however you say it.
Yeah.
To 25, there's hundreds of autos on first Bowmans and golds and orange and reds and all of that is 85.
85. Okay.
That's a number that is so much lower than what the value is here.
Why I wanted to ask
Yeah.
was because ideally, at the very least, I would like to take all this, and I am still interested in there. But I guess before we start potentially doing like piecing things out, see if I can get to that number here. So that's why I kind of wanted to know. And I think I'll go through it, but you're right. There's really good stuff in there. So I think in my head right now,
This right here, in my opinion and my knowledge, which I mean, I dug in deep, you know.
yeah. Now you know your stuff. I can tell.
This is something that I don't understand how it could not be. You wouldn't double bubble your money.
Okay.
I would be dumbfounded if that didn't happen, based off of the stuff that's in here.
That's why I wanted to ask. I don't like people who do it just like, all right, what's your lowest? Like, it's not a negotiation tactic. It's more so just knowing, yeah, okay, that's his number. See if I can get to that first before we try to piecemeal.
Right.
You know, that's a very good start. I'll start with that. Yeah, I'm just going through. I'm finding the comps on it, putting it all together. Once again, I can't comp every single card in here, but at least trying to go through and find the biggest cards and then kind of use that to see if I can hopefully justify that price and then take everything home. I don't think we're miles apart based on what I heard from you. Just from what I've seen, and granted, I haven't gone through every single thing. I think 80 would be tough from what I've seen so far, based on what I've comped out. Right now, it's at 30, but I'm not through everything. If I had to guess the final number in terms of comps, assuming that like everything under 10 is worth like not bringing it into account at all, I think it's gonna be around like 80.
Not bringing in any of the cards that are 10 or less.
Not bringing in any of the cards that are 10 or less.
And what are you thinking about all those?
The only reason I'm being delicate with what I'm saying is because I don't want to talk out of my ass when I haven't looked at everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this is all just me guessing. To be honest with you, I have to kind of like think through how strong is it worth it for me to go like all in on the expensive stuff and maybe get a smaller margin than I originally wanted if I can make a bunch of money on the cheaper stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot. And it's also, as I tell everyone too, this isn't a perfect science. It's not a perfect science at all. It's an estimate. Things go up and down. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts? I don't know. I'm doing my best here. I know it's tough.
No. I just wanted to see where we're at.
Alrighty, so we're headed back now. It is 1 a.m. late night grind. That was interesting. Such a nice guy. I'll be honest, I'm struggling right now with what to do because that's a lot of card. That's a lot of value in cards to get to 150K. So that's gonna be tough. We've both been like dancing all over each other, like, I hope you're not mad. And he's been nice and I've been nice. Like, so I'm not worried about that. If we don't get it done, we don't get it done. That's okay. But I am curious to see how married he is to that number. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to find more tomorrow. It was a very small pile, right? But I think it's the majority of like the big time value. We were at roughly 30K. It's time to rest up. We'll go sleep and then we'll be back tomorrow and see what we can do bright and early. I was feeling better going into day 2, but still honestly overwhelmed with how to handle this situation. So before I officially got on the road, I decided to call up my friend Ty from Chasing Cardboard, who's an expert in big sports card deals, just to get some advice and see what he'd do if he were in my shoes.
I'm surprised, man. You seem like you usually have a pretty good read on stuff.
I think I'm okay at this, but I definitely don't have as much experience as you. I mean, I have a lot of questions. I'll try not to take up too much of your time. My first one would be, he has 8 3-row boxes. There's good stuff just littered through it. Like, you'll be going through and it's just Topps Chrome Super Refractor 101, a bunch of new Bowman Chromatos from this year and stuff like that. And I'm just having a really hard time pricing it all out just because there's so much.
What does he want for it all?
For the 8 3 rows, he wants 80,000, which is a lot of money. Because it's legitimate. Like there's a lot of 101s. I've comped it so far, and I've found picking out kind of the higher ticket items and stuff, and I'm at 30,000.
I've been in a couple recent situations just like this, where it's like you can make a case for 150,000, you can make a case for 100,000. They want to get the most money. It's $50,000 more for them, but for you, like that's a massive risk. Like, you can't swing 50K the other direction. And with one of ones, like no one's going to accurately comp that. You just don't know what you're going to get for it.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, especially with the big guys. So what I typically do is I say, let's get the top 100 cards out of the way. Let's agree on what we both think the top 100 cards are worth.
Yep.
And like sell value, not like what market value is, but like let's agree what we think I can sell these for. Mm-hmm. And then let's come to terms on like what I should pay for it. And that's usually like with high-end stuff like that, it's probably the same for you. It's like 80, 70, 80%.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And then for me at that point, the rest is almost throw-in. Like you're gonna pay for it, but like you're gonna get really good margins on that stuff.
Exactly.
You could sit there and comp until your eyes and your fingers bleed, and you're still not gonna be that accurate, right? You just don't know in this market with some of that stuff. You gotta get to a number where you're not exposed too much, man. At that price, you can't be overexposed.
Yeah, that's really good advice. I needed that. Talking with Ty was super helpful, and he really gave me the exact advice I needed. So I went into day 2 with a brand new perspective and ready to make the most of the day. All right, it's 9 a.m. the next day. I'm feeling a lot better now that I've had a chance to kind of step back from the collection. We're headed over right now. I thought about it. I think we're just gonna give it our best shot today. There's still a lot of unknowns. Still think there's a lot of hidden gems in there. But at the end of the day, it's just cards. So either way, I'll be good. I'm going into it with authenticity, trying to make the right deal for me and him. If we can get it done, great. But regardless, I think we'll be able to work something out. So no matter what, I'll hopefully be walking out of here with some really cool cards. This is pretty cool. Caitlin Clark, numbered rookie out of 75. That's a pretty big card. This is actually really Caglione. Foam and Chrome Orange, that's like a $600 card with Puka NT, Herbert Auto, Peyton Manning, and yeah, Marvin Harrison, Prism Gold. Like right now, that's like a really big card. I comped out everything in this pile properly. And then we have stacks here of 50, 20, and 100. And then there's still a lot of bulk here. So now what I'm gonna do is add this all up and then hopefully get to a final number, and then we will go from there. But I think estimation wise, we're definitely some good work has been done. So now the hard part, crunch the numbers, and then we'll see. I'm starting to dig into this box, and so there's interesting things happening, but I at least wanted to show you guys that there's just crazy stuff all around in here. Honestly, I was starting to get a little overwhelmed with all the numbers, so I decided to step outside and clear my head. And I realized that buying the high-end case probably just wouldn't happen on this trip. Take off the mic. Take off the mic. But even without that stuff, I was very concerned that the number I wanted to pay was far off his initial asking price. Yeah, so we're outside right now. I just finished comping out everything. It's tough, man. I don't know if this will make it in or not because I'm not sure, but I'm too soft. I think I might be too soft for this. So I came to a number. I'm confident it's a fair number. So from everything I comped, I'm estimating theirs in those boxes and everything, there's like 50K worth of stuff. Could be off by a little bit. Could be up to like 70. I'd be surprised. It may be less, but I'd be surprised if it's more than 70. So, but 50 is my estimate. There's a lot of work involved. There's some high-end stuff in there, but a lot of it is lower end, and it's just work to move. I think I'm just gonna shoot my shot. We both went into it. If it doesn't work, doesn't work. You know, he's not wrong, I'm not wrong. That's just what I'm seeing personally, so I think it may be tough. Alrighty, so I have run some numbers. And before, I'm just gonna share like what's going through my mind. You've been so nice having us here and everything we've talked, and I'm just gonna go into it with what I'm thinking, and we'll see where we go from there. I comped everything out. Everything over 150 definitely, but there's some cheaper ones in here I try to grab. Like, you know, most of these I feel there was pretty solid comps on. What I got for all, just the ones, like the major cards, I pulled out 75, 22,000 in comps was what I found. And then I broke them into $100 cards, $50 cards, $20 cards. My total comp value that I got was 50,000. I think the 50,000 number, there could be a little bit more in there. There also potentially could be less, but when it's so much, I'm limited in what I can pay just because of the work involved. That's what I found.
Pretending that we were somewhere around that number-ish. Is it cash?
I have cash with me, not that much cash. If we were hypothetically around that number, I have $8,000 cash that I could give you right now. And then the rest, whatever you'd be comfortable with. I was thinking, I'm sure we could send $10K today or $15K online, no problem. And then wire the rest or whatever would be easiest for you.
On Monday?
Probably, yeah. You know, assuming we come to some sort of deal, I'm happy to do whatever is you feel the safest with or whatever is easiest for you. So it'd be these boxes, everything here. This is the only stuff that would be left out.
Without any kind of wasting a ton of time or anything, like,
yeah.
I can't do 30.
Yeah.
The way I can do 30. That
for sure
won't work.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah. I could do 35. I keep the Marvin Harrison. I can't do 30 on this. I can move it. I can move it for a lot more. You know what I mean? And it's just, I know there's work in it. And in my eyes, I know even if it's hiring somebody to do it, there's a lot of take in it. So I can do 35. I keep the Marvin Harrison just because it's just a true gold I like, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean,
I didn't want to insult you. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot.
I understand your side of it based off of the work that you're going to have to do. I get that.
Yeah, I'll just be transparent. I did emphasize the work because it's there, but this is, as we've talked about a million times before, like, this is not a perfect sign. I could be wrong. There could be something hiding in here, and I could be off on this number, but I genuinely, in my opinion, that is not 100% fact. I think there's, add everything, 60K, give or take. That's my opinion. I feel confident after going through it in the number that's in that neighborhood. I'm fine with you keeping the Marvin Harrison. I could come up a little bit. I could split the difference with you and do 3250 without the Marvin Harrison. I want it to be the right deal for you and one you're at least relatively happy with. So if that doesn't work, that's totally fine. And like, don't do it for my sake.
No. That's your best. I'll give you my best.
Okay.
It's a smidgen.
Okay.
It's a smidgen.
Okay.
I keep this too. That's it. That's the smidgen. That's a incredible. This is.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. If you're comfortable with that, I would do that. 3250, take the Buffkin out, take the Marvin Harrison gold. I would do that. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Wow, that's exciting.
Now I want to know how the hell you're going to get this home.
Transporting is one problem, and then also paying you is one thing we'll have to sort out.
And just like that, the deal was done. We signed a formal agreement and figured out the payment details, and me and my girlfriend immediately canceled our flights back home and decided to rent a car and drive the collection 13 hours all the way back home to San Francisco.
That and your luggage and you're good, huh?
Yeah, it's gonna be a long drive, but it's good. All right, man, thank you again. I appreciate it, being game for everything. All right, so we got it done. Who would have thunk it? Yeah, he was flexible, you know. At the end of the day, I don't claim to be a perfect person, but I do claim to be a truthful person, and I got to my max number, which was $32,500, and if he wasn't willing to take it, totally his right, but that would have been just fine by me. But we did reach a deal, and now I got a lot of work ahead of me. I think I'm gonna drive all this back to San Francisco and get straight to work. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. See you next time. Peace.